The viral claim is consistent. Import a manufacturing machine from China for under $200, set it up at home, and generate thousands of dollars in passive income. Videos focus on cap heat presses, handmade soap makers, and mini laser cutters, framing them as accessible entry points for new entrepreneurs. The demonstration usually features the hardware rapidly stamping out finished goods, emphasizing the speed and ease of the mechanical process. The math provided in these clips is technically accurate regarding gross margins. The difference between the cost of a blank item and its customized retail price can be significant. However, this calculation assumes that the ability to manufacture a product is the same as having a customer ready to buy it. Solving the production side with a cheap machine only reveals the more difficult requirement of the business, finding and acquiring paying customers, without an established marketing budget. The success of these machines depends on customer acquisition cost, the often overlooked expense of finding someone to actually pay for your work. We map these opportunities on a quadrant chart. The y-axis represents machine cost, from entry-level to professional. The x-axis tracks the difficulty of finding customers. When plotted, all 30 machines set low on the cost axis, but spread completely across the difficulty scale. To evaluate these machines properly, you have to look past the hardware cost and focus on the specific business model the machine requires you to manage. A machine's true value is determined by whether its daily operational requirements align with your existing resources and skills. The first category is B2C digital craft, like mug sublimation machines, notebook binding presses, and laser cutters. This model allows you to work from home with no face-to-face customer interaction, which is a major part of its appeal. In our comparison matrix, hidden requirements for this model include design software, blank inventory storage, and a digital advertising budget. The goal is high margins per unit and a flexible schedule. The primary obstacle is intense competition on platforms like Etsy and TikTok. Because the hardware is so accessible, thousands of sellers are offering similar products. This often drives the cost of digital ads higher than the profit margin of the $15 item you are trying to sell. These machines serve as an entry point into the field of digital marketing, where the cost of software and advertising frequently outweighs the cost of the hardware itself. Category 2 covers local and event food services, featuring equipment for soft ice cream, cotton candy, tortillas, and churros. These machines use inexpensive prepared mixes or basic ingredients to create products with high perceived value at events. Operating these requires navigating food safety regulations, daily equipment cleaning, and having a physical location or transportable setup. The matrix shows this category demands health permits, physical storage, and your presence at weekend events. This model provides immediate cash flow and high inventory turnover in high-traffic areas. The downside? The business only generates revenue while you are actively working the machine. Food service machines create a role where your physical labor is directly traded for cash flow, making it a demanding weekend-based occupation. Category 3 is B2B packaging and manufacturing. This involves vacuum sealers, bottle molders, pellet makers, and dried ice machines. Instead of selling to individual consumers online, this model focuses on providing essential supplies or services to other local businesses. Success here requires active outreach and cold calling to secure recurring contracts, along with demonstrating that you can meet industrial quality standards. For B2B packaging, the matrix highlights direct sales skills, industrial-grade power, and consistent quality control. The primary benefit is securing recurring wholesale orders, less affected by consumer trends. The challenge is that profit margins per unit are low, requiring high volume to break even. While these machines provide stable, long-term revenue, they require the patience to build a client roster and the capital to sustain operations during the initial low-volume phase. Choosing the right machine is a matter of identifying which model best utilizes your existing leverage. You can navigate this choice using a decision tree. The first question is whether you already have a business with existing foot traffic or clients. If you do, the most logical path is to add B2B machines to your current workflow. Adding a machine to an existing operation allows you to increase revenue from the customers you already have without any additional marketing spend. If you are starting from zero, the next question is whether you are willing to handle face-to-face sales during events and weekends. Starting a new business from scratch means choosing between the physical demands of event vending or the marketing-heavy competition of the digital landscape. If your goal is purely passive income with no active sales effort, None of these machines will meet your expectations. They all require significant outreach. For those entering the B2C e-commerce space for the first time, a clear plan for marketing and budgeting is essential. The sticker price of the equipment represents only a fraction of the total startup cost. A realistic budget should include at least 3 times the machine's cost to account for materials used during the learning process and initial advertising. For established microbusinesses, B2B or packaging machines offer a sound way to increase margins by bringing outsourced processes in-house. The hardware is simply an invitation to enter the market. The actual cost of growth is the time and resources to find and convert your buyers.